Hello YouTube. Thought we'd do a quick video here. This video is going to be on DTMF, dual tone multi-frequency. I'm not going to get into great detail on how all this works. This is just going to be a basic video. If you want to learn more how it works, you can Google DTMF tones. It's a two-tone. It generates two tones. For an example, if you press the input key, you'll have a low tone and a high tone. It's what this is used for. But you can Google that. I'm not going to get into all the aspects of it. You can Google that and read more about it. What we're going to do, and this is going to be a basic video. Again, I'm not going to get into extreme detail here. Hopefully the video won't be too long. If it does, I apologize for that. Now, DTMF, when it comes to the radio world, is if you enter in a certain code, it can turn repeater functions on and off. Okay. Now with the retevis rt97s or the Midland mxr10, they don't have built-in DTF tones. That's okay. We can use software that can give us those tones, so we can be able to do some cool functions. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So the software we're using is the repeater software. Go to my forum. You can download it for free. It's under the free software category. So what we're going to do, and I'm using the interface board in this video. Now you can apply the tone setup part to other radios or other repeater setups. But I'm using the interface board for this. One, because I can just plug it in and go. I don't have to run any cables to do this. But that's why I'm using the interface board. But this can apply to other radio setups, the tone setup part of the video. So for us interface board users, we got to go to our repeater software. We got to go to ports. We got to make sure we're on the right COM port. In my case, number 3, make sure you select your correct one, especially if you're using that COM port sharing software. Then we got to go to PTT configurations. We got to make sure it's PTT DTR plus RTS. We got to make sure that's set up correctly. And then for us interface board users, we got to go to the sound card and make sure you select your USB sound card that the interface board's hooked up to. You cannot see my sound card. It's off camera, but I do have it plugged into a sound card. So I got to make sure I select that. So hit OK. Then, of course, save your configurations right here. So now let's get to the DTMF part. So we got to go to configurations, DTMF. And the first thing you got to do right here, it says check to detect DTMF. Left channel or right channel. You're probably wondering, why is there two? Some repeaters have two channels, two audio channels. One is only used for the DTF tones only, and the other one's used only for the voice part of it. With this interface board, we're just going to use the right channel. Make sure that's checked. Do not check both channels thinking, well, I'll just check both of them. The reason why you shouldn't do that is because if your setup is not using the left channel in this case, and I check that, what could happen, I could introduce noise into the software and it may have a hard time detecting the tone because it's got noise coming in with it because my left channel is not hooked up to anything. It's just sitting there, picking up anything it wants. So don't check both of them. Check the one that you need. But for the interface board, it's going to be the right channel. Now, this part right here where it says enter in your code. Okay, this is the code that you're going to enter on your keypad to do a function. Now, I've been playing around with this. I've done single-digit numbers. They work great. I've done double-digit numbers. They work okay. The problem is, and perhaps I have to adjust the software a little better, but the problem is when you do double-digit codes, you have to do it at the right time. Meaning, if I press this and I enter, let's say I do number 12, and I go 1, 2, if I do 1 and I don't do 2 fast enough, the software thinks I'm just entering one code, which is number 1, which is incorrect. If I go too fast, the software might pick it up as 1, 2, 2. So, again, that might be able, you might be able to tune that part of the software so it doesn't do that. But I'm just using single digits because that seemed to work good for me, and I've been running that way for a while. And well, I shouldn't say a while, but 3 or 4 days, and I haven't had any problems. So we're going to use single digits for this. So what we're going to do, and I do have the numbers here for the interface board. These are the good settings that I've been using. I'll explain more about this in a minute. I want to show you the functions first. So now, let's say I want to play a message. So let's pick. Let's pick. If I do number 5 on the keypad, I want it to play a message. So we're going to enter 5 here. We're going to go down to the drop-down menu, and you can see there's a lot of stuff this software can do. So we're going to go down the drop-down menu, and we're going to go to number 51, which is to play message 1. Okay, I'm going to hit OK. See how it's up there, right? See that? So now we got to go set up message 1. I'm going to hit close. I'm going to go to configuration. I'm going to go to message 1. In this case, I already have it set up. I'm having to play my call sign in Morse code. That's what I'm going to have it play. So we're going to hit OK. So now, if I go back to here, and if I hit keypad number 5, it should play my call sign. Now, before I do that, I want you to watch something here quick so that you kind of see this, so you're aware of it. This will help you troubleshoot if you need to. Watch right here. That's going to tell you what key was pressed. As you can see here, I've been playing with it before I did this video. That's why you see number 2 there. But if this all works correctly, you should see number 5, because that's the key I'm going to be pressing on the radio. But that's where you watch it to see what it actually interpretates, what it is. So let's go ahead. We're going to turn the volume up. We're going to press it. There you go. Now, do you see that? I pressed in the PTT button first, then I pressed number 5, then I let them both go. Okay? Yes, if you're wondering, will people hear that when you do the actual tone? Yes, they will. Whether it's on the radio or if you got it on Zello, they're going to hear it. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to press PTT. So there you go. That's how simple it is. So now we can do some cool things though. I'm going to touch, and I apologize if the video gets to be a little long, but I want to show you a couple cool things that we can do with this software. So let's say I want to do a distance test, and I want to turn on the simplex repeater to record my voice so I can see how it sounds, because I don't have no one out there no one's out there on the radio, and I want to do a quick test. Well, we can remotely turn it on using our keypad. Now, yes, you can remote into it with your phone if you're using remote access. You can remote into Windows and do it that way too. But let's just say we want to use our keypad. We can't get cell service very well where we're at, so we got to use our keypad. So I want to turn on the simplex repeater. So let's do something real quick here. I'm going to show you. Watch right here under status. You see how it says off? So let's have a little bit of fun here. We're going to go, let's watch right here. Now we're going to go to configuration. We're going to go to DTF again. And I want to erase this. Let's say I don't want to do number 5. How do you erase it off of here? It's simple. Whatever number you use for your keypad, in my case, number 5, you enter it here. You go to the drop-down menu. You go to nil, which is 0, 0. You select that. You hit OK. So I erased it now. That's how you erase them. So let's say let's do something. Let's do number 1 is going to be to turn on. Number 1 is going to be 02, which is enable the repeater. We're going to hit OK. Then keypad 2 is going to disable it. So let's go to here. We're going to go to manual mode. Oh, no, wait, wrong one. Right here. Manual mode, 01. Hit OK. So if I hit keypad 1, this should turn right here, this red circle should go to on. So let's go try it. So now it's on. Now if I talk, it's going to record and play my voice back. So let's try it once. Radio check, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have the sound adjusted real well. I'll just quickly hook this up. But as you can see, there it is. Now I want to turn it off. I'm done testing now. I want to turn it off. Pressing the TTT. Now it's off. Pretty cool, huh? So we can do all kinds of stuff with this. So if you want to get real fancy, you could go to DTMF. And let's say I built some hardware and I want to activate it. I want it to, I don't know, turn on a light or something or whatever. There is a function in here that we might be able to make hardware for. I thought I saw something about right here. Detect LPT pin 1. Put a pulse on that pin. So you can do some hardware stuff. Usually that LPT, that's usually a printer port pin, but we might be able to adapt that. But you can see all the functions this thing can do. It is unbelievable. I mean, send commands, highs and lows to different pins. So you can do all kinds of neat stuff. That's how you do a basic setup. Now you're probably wondering, what are these settings here for? What is this here for? This is the basic settings I have for this interface board. But I'll touch base on this. What the filter BW is, if I change this to 15, the software, let's say we have a tone of 1750, okay? And I change this to 15. The software is going to be looking for tones that are going to be 1742.5 and 1757.5. This is 15 hertz peak to peak. So that's what the software is going to be listening to. It kind of lets you give a software a little leeway because not every sound card is going to be perfect when the tones come across. So that's what that's for. The signal to noise ratio, what this is, now we're here, SN ratio, that is the sensitivity of the tone detection. So I know what you're thinking. Well, I'll just turn that way down so that's real sensitive. No, don't do that, because then it could be acceptable to pick up noise and trigger it, and then it's going to be playing your functions randomly because it's picking up noise. So don't turn that down. 12, actually, 25 would work for the interface board. I had it on 15 because I was playing around with something else, but 25 seemed to work pretty good for an interface board. But nevertheless, if we keep this at 15, and the calibration is like a fine tune. So let's say we kept this at 15 and we adjust the calibration. We can decrease it. It can do negative. We decrease it, and we're doing a 1750 tone. If you decrease the calibration, and the filter is set at 15, then the software is going to be looking for, if you do like a 5 here, 5 if I remember correctly, the software is going to be looking for 1745, 1750, and 1755. So I believe if you decrease it, that's how it is. But you get the point. It lets you have more tones, more broader range for the software to say, oh, I hear the tone, instead of having one specific tone that if your computer or your sound card ain't quite up to par, may miss it. But by doing it this way, it's going to say, oh, I hear the tone, go ahead and do the command. So that's what this is kind of for. Again, for the interface board, I've had this like this. 25, and this works just fine. So I've been playing around with it for, like I said, for a few days, and it's pretty cool. You can do a lot of cool stuff with this. So at any rate, I hope this video is helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please post them down below. Please subscribe. Thank you, and have a good day.